I'm going to share with you how to manifest without hustling, without discipline, without taking massive action. Probably thinking, Gavin, how can you get results without taking action in your life? Well, I've been able to manifest great success in my life. I've been able to travel all over the world. I've helped people make 4, 5, 6, all the way up to the 7-figure level and help them find their soulmates, twin flames, overcome trauma, and much, much more.
I feel like I have the tools and I've seen things shift actively since working with Jaden and Gavin to the point where I'm making high ticket sales, but also be able to see like my reality shift every day in so many different ways.
And one of the things that I see people face when it comes to taking action is they experience procrastination. Well, should I say, a lot of people in the spiritual community, in the manifestation community, are right-brained people. Right-brained people are more in the creative mind. Creative mind is a spontaneous mind. Oftentimes people who are in this right brain are more intuitive. Oftentimes they're introverted, but not all the time. And they're feeling person. And creative people or right brain people need to approach success differently from left brain people, logical people, people who are 2 + 2 = 4, people who follow like discipline and hustle and grind and I need to control myself, motivation, right? This template works for them, but not for us. We need to approach success in a different way. And I can tell you, I've worked with many clients, helped them overcome procrastination, internal resistance that's stopping them from seeing the results that they want. People who are more right-brained are more tapped into the spiritual realm, and they have aspects of themselves, parts of themselves that is connected to the truth of who they are. What do I mean by that? Well, you have goals that you set before you came here, and you are connected to that. Your parts are connected to that. And so this is even more apparent for people who are neurodivergent, dyslexic, ADHD, attention deficit disorder, dyspraxia, high functioning autistic. I know because I'm very sensitive to light. I struggle with communication and interaction with people. I struggle to look people in the eyes because I'm a high functioning autistic. I experience life in a completely different way to someone that is left-brained. A left-brained person can't necessarily understand what I'm fully experiencing. And so why would I listen to them when I'm a different person, when my brain operates differently? And don't get me wrong, I was listening to these people and I fell thought to it, and it just wasn't for my being. It wasn't my truth, and it made me really uncomfortable. It made me procrastinate. I felt a lot of internal resistance, and I was willing myself so much, pushing myself towards success. Did I achieve some success? Absolutely. Did I achieve helping other people achieve success? Absolutely. But at a fault of losing my well-being. And so I started to learn, I heard a quote from Tony Robbins, and he said, success without fulfillment is the biggest failure. And so I started to approach success differently. I started to take personality tests to see how my brain works. I started to learn more about how I can approach life that's in tune or attuned, right, to who I am right now. When I say who I am, I'm talking about my ego. I'm talking about my brain and the way that my brain is currently functioning. How can I get in sync with how my brain works? So with the hustle and grind community and rah-rah and go take action, massive action on your goals, we can get drawn to that. We can get lost in that and think that is the way to go, because many people create success in this way. Also within that community, it's like you have to have schedules. You have to be disciplined. You have to have deadlines. I don't know about all of that. Right? I don't know. Like for me, I don't like deadlines. I don't like to have like at this hour we're going to be doing this. My brain needs to be able to have that sense of spontaneity, that sense of freedom, that sense of creativity, that I'm not tied to a job. I'm not tied to a specific task. I'm not tied to having to do things because that's what's required of me. Whenever I tell myself to do something in the past, I usually don't do it. When I don't tell myself to do something, I usually do it, right? And so there's this weird Like if I tell myself to do something, that's controlling myself. I feel restricted, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to procrastinate. Whereas if I don't say anything, I just find myself doing it. Right brain people oftentimes want to feel good about what they're doing. They want to feel connected to what they're doing. They want to feel creative about what they're doing. They want to be free in what they are doing. If they don't feel these things, of course, we're going to procrastinate. It's not going to work for us. We're living in a world where we're crossing our arms, crossing our legs, listen to the teacher, sit behind the desk, control, organized, whatever. But we're a mess, in terms of how we want to approach life. And life isn't set up for us right brain thinking people. Unfortunately, it's very much structure. Unless you're going to move country and have a different way of living, starting your own business online, we're trapped in the matrix and the illusion of following how a majority of the world operates. And so how does a right brain person become productive? How does the right brain person get stuff done? And so the first step here is just the realization that you need to find your own way. Step number 2 is I recommend taking a personality test, Myers-Briggs personality test. You can go to Google, type in 16 personalities, and you can go take a free personality test, find out what personality type you are. And if you want, you can comment it below. I'm an INFP. Okay, introvert, intuitive, feeling, perspective person. And every single thing that I do pretty much is aligned with my personality. And so it doesn't feel like heavy work. It doesn't feel like I'm carrying myself into the play that I'm doing. I'm enjoying the process. One of the sayings that I have that I teach a lot of people is you need to know where you are, meaning knowing who you are, know thyself. You need to know where you are. You need to know where you want to be. What is the outcome that you want to experience, and enjoying the process. Okay, very important for you to enjoy the process. In fact, enjoying the process is the success, not the end goal. If you are enjoying the process, you're getting dopamine from the process and it feels good, you want to naturally do more. It can even become addictive. And so if something that you enjoy becomes addictive, are you still hustling? Are you still grinding? Are you still needing to do discipline? No. You can't help but do that thing. You can't help but consistently take action because you are in a state of enjoying the thing. You're enjoying the process and you feel success in doing the thing rather than achieving the goal. You achieve the goal, you feel good for a while, right? For most people, what they do is they hustle, they grind, they discipline, they take massive action, they reach the goal, they celebrate, woo woo, rah rah, and then they go back to hustling, grinding, controlling themselves, not enjoying the process, doesn't feel good, and then they achieve the goal again. And eventually they get burned out. Some people know because, again, I think they're enjoying what they do. But if you're enjoying what you do and you are enjoying the process of what you are doing, then what you're going to do is you're going to release those good neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, and maybe even oxytocin, and feel connected to the thing that you are doing. And so you wake up in the morning and you can't help but go and take action. But let me dive deeper into this because there's actually no such thing as taking action. There's no such thing as motivation. There's no such thing as hustling and grinding. None of this stuff actually exists. So what we have to realize again is that we live in a reality of polarity. We live in a life of pendulums. And as soon as you say taking action, you are here and your goal is here and you have to take action towards it. The brain is going to say, there's a space between where I am and where I want to be. On a vibrational level, you've now created a gap between where you are and where you want to be. Not only that, the brain is like, oh, I have to do all this stuff. It's gonna be hard work. I have to push myself. I have to control myself. I have to do stuff in order to reach to the goal. It's heavy. It's a lot of stress on the mind. The mind doesn't like this, especially for, again, right-brained creative people. So what we have to realize in non-duality, when we step beyond pendulums, when we break out of the matrix, we realize that we are action, we are discipline, we are hustle or grind. We are all things now. When we create separation that I need to take action, then you've already almost degraded in a weird way, like we've lowered or given away our power to taking action, to discipline, to I have to go to the gym, or I have to, go start the business. We're giving away power to a thing and we're putting ourselves back into the matrix. In the spiritual realm, or even on a quantum level, things behave differently. All realities exist now in the spiritual realm. And maybe I can dive deeper into this another time, but essentially they've proven this in science that there's multitudes of realities that exist right now. Meaning the highest version of yourself, the most disciplined version of yourself, the version of yourself that's traveling the world, the version of yourself that's making a lot of money or doing whatever, all exist now. And as soon as we create a narrative that I'm not there yet, you are literally creating a projection that you don't want. You are literally creating sometimes a reality that you don't want. And so we need to be very careful that the mind will always create separation. Look at our world in general. Separate countries, separate religions, separate Instagram profiles, separation, everything is separation, right? Moving further and further away from each other. And we do this in our minds naturally. We take action as a thing and we create separation. We take discipline as a thing and create separation, rather than saying that you are all of those things now. You are a disciplined person now. You are taking action now. So essentially what I'm saying here is taking action and discipline and self-control can become an ego narrative, and it can imply that I'm not there yet. I'm not a disciplined person yet. I'm a procrastinator. I have resistance. I have this stuff. It's not true. The only reason it's true is because you believe in it. The only reason it's true is because you continue to believe in it and not seeing it for what it is, not stepping back and seeing it as the illusion, as the matrix. There's no such thing as hustle and grind and discipline if you are God. There's no such thing as taking action if you are God. It's just think and it's done. So when I am taking action, when Gavin is taking action, I don't feel like I'm taking action. I'm in the process of enjoying it. I've kind of disappeared. My ego is not here in the taking action. It's just flowing through me. The energy is coming through me naturally. And we've got so out of tune with manifesting the goals that we set before we came here, being in tune with God, being in tune with source, and listening to the frequencies that are coming through us that naturally compel us into action, right? But it doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't feel like I'm doing stuff. Think about the thing that you enjoy the most, a hobby, something that you like doing. I like to skate. When it comes to skating, I'm not taking action. When you go on Instagram or watch someone's profile, you're not taking action. You're just experiencing enjoyment. You're just enjoying the thing that you are doing. There's no, oh, I have to do this. It's just happening naturally through you. So think about that thing that you want. I had a client session the other day. She said she's enjoying swimming. When she's swimming, she doesn't need to take action towards doing swimming. It's something that she enjoys. How do we take that energy and bring it into our projects? How do we take that energy and bring it into building a business? How do we bring that energy and have that sense of fulfillment and play in what we are doing? And so is Gavin disciplined? Does Gavin hustle and grind? Absolutely, but not in the way that you are saying it. It's happening through me. I'm not coming at it and trying to change myself. It's the energy that's flowing through me, and it just automatically becomes what we label as discipline. So if other people on the outside will perceive me as making YouTube videos and doing all this stuff and starting a business, they will probably see that as hustle and grind and discipline. But in actuality, I'm in a state of joy. And if we look at the map of consciousness, joy is the third highest vibrational frequency. You've got enlightenment, peace, love, and then joy. Joy is a spiritual emotion. It's not an emotion of left and right, up and down, yin and yang. It's not an emotion of a pendulum. It's not an emotion of polarity. It's an emotion of isness. It's an emotion of God. It's an emotion of truth. And when we can step more into that state, we do not need discipline. We do not need to control ourselves. We do not need to take action. We do not need to do any of these things. And so what we need to do is learn to raise our vibration, but also disconnect from the ego narratives, the labels and identities that we create about life and the things that we need to do in order to attain a certain goal. You can start doing this by practicing a very powerful meditation that you can begin implementing is the Isha Kriya by Sadhguru. And in that meditation, you're literally repeating over and over to yourself, you are not the body, you are not the mind. And you begin to become witness of the mind and not allowing the ego mind narratives to control your reality. Again, the mind is the EVIL. And when I say EVIL, I don't mean something bad, but it's the opposition to the heart, which is complete unconditional love. We need to merge these two, mind, heart, and have coherence between them in order to manifest, co-create our reality. And you would like to learn how to raise your vibration correctly and go beyond the mind, break free from the matrix, the link will be in the description.